Well, every time I leave on a trip, either on this boat or on a kayak, you never know what kind of adventure awaits. I try to be as prepared as I can possibly be. You see, I've got fish grips on the floor there. I knew I had plenty of gas. I had my camera equipment, some extra rope, a paddle. I knew I had some extra lures and fishing gear. I felt like I had everything I could possibly need. Now I gotta tell you guys, at Pelican, you kind of ruined me for paddling by giving me a little motorboat. This little bass raider is pretty awesome. It enables me to get out and see all kinds of stuff. Occasionally, the things you see are signs that Mother Nature can be cruel. Over there is a sailboat. I remember when it went aground because it came out of my marina. It used to belong to a friend of mine. Life is full of lessons like that, if you're paying attention. And I happen to know that there was a big sandbar there. That's where I want to go, but I gotta go all the way around to get there. Alrighty. Hopefully this isn't too big of a mistake. The wind's coming that direction. And that's the direction I want to go. The water's really skinny. So, I'll take the extension handle off and raise the motor up. We'll see if the wind will take me over there. I might need to help with the paddle just a little bit. One thing was obvious, I had forgotten the wind sock that I usually put on my camera, so apologies for the wind noise. This water is so skinny, can you see the grass? There's only a few inches of water above the grass. Though it was pretty thick and there could be fish hiding down there. And I was suspicious that there were some big fish hanging out here, close to this shoreline. So I crept along nice and quietly. This looked like a good spot to throw a topwater lure. It was one of my only choices given how shallow the water was. And within a little bit of time, boom! I had myself a fish. Well, maybe not exactly the fish I was after. That's like a PB putt for fish for me. Look at me, I tell him, you're gross. I'm glad I remembered to bring my pliers, because these guys have really nasty teeth. You don't want to get your fingers or anything close to that. They'll take a cute little piece of flesh out of you. Well, it took a while to wrestle that hook out of there. You see I bent it up. And while I was doing that, the boat was inexorably moving downshore, being pushed by the wind. The wind was pretty stiff and it was pushing me at a good rate. This was not going to do. Unfortunately, I was powerless to stop it. Seems I forgot something else. So, my solution to remedy that was to go to shore and try to find what I needed. Here you can see the inevitable garbage that you'll find wherever sea and land come together. I encourage everybody out there to clean up at least once. It's a good feeling to know you're taking care of the places where you fish. And you might find something that you need. Especially on a day when the clouds are being fickle and the wind is moving pretty stiffly. I'm a little bit of a dumbass because I came out today on a day when there's a little bit of a wind without an anchor. So I went ashore and I collected some plastic bottles, filled them with sand, and well, we'll see if this will keep me in place while I'm fishing. At the very least, I picked up some trash while I was out. Let's get back out there. This wouldn't be the first time that I improvised an anchor, and it probably won't be the last. I tend to be very forgetful nowadays. It seemed like this particular rig was going to work. More proof that you can get out on the water using very simple stuff. Catching fish, on the other hand, that can prove a little more tricky. I cast and cast and cast. I looked. The only thing that were out there? Pufferfish. And this one wasn't being very nice at all. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Maybe I'll just pull up my anchor, head to shore, and have some lunch. At least the clouds had gone away, and it was starting to warm up. Unfortunately, I think I forgot my lunch. Boy. Oh well, maybe I'll just sit here and relax a little bit and enjoy my watery therapy. At least I remembered to bring the beer.